So all the messages conveyed, and you are welcome. I would like to call to the stage 4 people that represent the organizations that are building the social good program in Brazil. So they can welcome you also and share with us why the Social Good Brazil exists. So I'd like to call to the stage Lucia Dellagnelo, President of the Council of ICom, Fernanda Bornhausen, Volunteer President of the Instituto Voluntários em Ação, Françoise Trapenard from Telefônica Foundation Vivo, and Paulo Castro. I would like to ask Lucia to start sharing with us why ICom is involved in social good and what. Good morning to you all. I am the president of ICom. ICom, it is an organization created in 2005, inspired in the concept of community foundation. It might seem a real paradox to talk about social innovation since the concept of it was created over 100 years ago. But as the foundations expanded, and there are over 80 countries currently, they created new ways and new functions, and the innovation started being part of the DNA of the community foundations. We developed several programs. We invested over 5 million reais in small donations in the community. We work with over 300 NGOs that act in the territory of Florianopolis and served as a bridge between people and funders that wanted to invest in the community and this network of organizations that conducts the work directly. Throughout these 8 years, we felt and noticed a difference in the way that people engaged in social issues. The technology and especially the networks, medias, started changing the behavior of people, the relationships among themselves and with their community. And so not to become a bridge that connects to nowhere, as we see sometimes, ICom needed to reinvent itself. It needed to incorporate this knowledge, this position, this opening for social innovation so we could offer to people new ways and breakthrough ways to engage with their communities. So we got to know the movement of Social Brazil that started discussing this. And personally, the first time I went to the summit in New York, I felt a little bit like a fish out of water. The technology is not my field. The use of social media is not my field. Thank God I have a friend that always pulls me in this direction. But it was clear to me with people such as Yunus, social leaders that were also not geeks connected to technology, they started realizing that it is a change, a very important shift in the course and the way that people socialize and relate to each other. And technology will have to be incorporated in any organization that is striving to stay relevant in their community. So we got into social good with this in mind, to create a positive impact of solidarity, and that so that people will be positively contaminated with the belief that it is possible to improve the world. And the technology will only make it easier, will only give us new possibilities to contribute and to improve the social issues. So we are a community foundation based in a concept created over 100 years ago, but we are an organization that is open to innovation, and we understand innovation as the only way to stay relevant in our community. Thank you, Lucia. Fernanda, would you like to share with us? Good morning to you all. I am very pleased to conduct this Social Good Brazil, the second one. It is so pleasing to see everybody here. It's so good to see people on the internet, as Lucia said, or Carol said. We had 10,000 access on the internet. It's good to be here with Françoise, with Paulo, with the whole team, our partners. So many important people for everybody, and they make social good today. Social good is a movement from each and every one of us that are here on the venue, that are watching through the internet, that are doing something to change things that are not pleasing for us in the reality. And last night I was thinking, what was I gonna say here in this opening? So I remembered the story of social good in Brazil, It is only 18 or 19 months. It's still a baby taking its first steps. And it started as a movement, as Lucia said, involving ICom and IVA. I would talk a little bit about IVA, but this story is a little bit mixed for me. It's mixed roles in society. As a person, as a professional, as a volunteer that I am for 30 years, and I participated in this movement as a voluntary, as an entrepreneur, as somebody that sees society connected and shifting, and that sees this opportunity that all of us have, each and every one of us has an opportunity to create a more just world, more solidary world with everything that is available to us. And this story started, as Lucia said, out of the will of IVA and ICom, two organizations from Florianopolis that are still have their headquarters in Florianopolis, that were created with the DNA of innovations. And IVA has 18 years and ICom has 8 years. And in this meeting, an encounter to think about what to do with technology and everything that is fostering in society, with this will that people have, especially young people, to do something. So we did, before Social Good was a global movement, we conducted in Florianopolis, CHIBI, a seminar of technology for social innovation in 2010, along with the Social Good Summit, that is this movement, worldwide movement. I was checking on the internet, the live stream of Social Good in Kosovo, in Pakistan, in Austin, and as Carol said, all of us talking at the same time. I think it's 11 languages, right, Carol? 11 languages being transmitted from out of New York, all of them connected. And this story started out of this will to be inserted in this global movement. So we encountered people, as Françoise with the Telephone Foundation, Vivo, that brought to us and said, let's do it, let's co-create, let's collaborate. And Paulo from C&A Institute came on board, and this became a program today, much more than a movement, much more than a seminar, that is being in this vibration of that we live in, of co-creation, collaboration, sharing, as Carol explained to us. Look our baby of Social Good coming up on stage. Show her, please. This is Manu, our baby Social Good. And when some got here, I can see Zig here. We thought, how can we do to launch Social Good in Brazil? Nobody knows what it is. It is an English term. The thing is started rolling. So with all the support, Sen was able to, with Bia Granja, that is involved with Social Good also, that we launched Social Good in Social Media Week in February last year.
So we started to plant this seed, and we started to bet on it and have this collaboration, and then we realized the will people had to get to know the project better, but also be involved in it. So we had the lab, and then we had this prototyping laboratory that we want to have this in Brazil soon, and everyone can participate and collaborate on it. You can bring your ideas and technologies and use a new media in order to make Social Good grow bigger and bigger. So we're very pleased today that all of our speakers, also Chris, who is a very special person, who came from California to talk to us. We were with her yesterday. They are all volunteers. So to wrap this up, I think this issue of IVA and the story, we are a voluntariat center. We work now with online voluntariat. We introduced it in Brazil. We are 55,000 volunteers in more than 700 organizations that work with these volunteers, and we work with new volunteers. We are an innovative organization that brings these volunteers from the internet with the use of all these tools and made these people be free agents, that they may perform their voluntariat in the way that they understand and the way that they want and with the cause that they want. So we're all connected in a network. We're all in a network society, and what was a dream for all of us, for those of us who collaborated and bet on it, for me today is a belief. I believe I believe effectively that with the new technologies and the new media and the innovation, we're going to be able to transform our world in a better place. And the protagonists are each one of us. We have the power in our hands to change, to perform change. Each one of us can do that, and it depends on each one of us. So thanks everybody who is here and everybody who's on the internet. May this day be wonderful. This is a very open discussion. You can come up here and debate with everybody, and we're very glad. Thank you. Thank you, Fernanda. Paulo Castro, would you like to say some words? Good morning, everybody. In the first moment when I got in touch with ICom and I got to know the proposal, why did we decide to get involved and participate? The challenge of change and innovation is there in the Institute in this 3 years and this 22 years of existence, and one of our beliefs have guided our performance and our challenge. So we understand, first of all, that it's paramount to connect in order to change. Connecting comes from the Latin connectare, which means putting people together, uniting people, and this for us is paramount in our understanding that some issues are there in this challenge of being together, being present in the network and having a network action at the tip of our fingers and at our feet. And on our participation together with society. Some issues like what direction are we moving towards? We connect with a purpose. This purpose is how we can reaffirm the rights of the Brazilian society and how can we advance in this topic. Social participation is a right, and it's fundamental for us to affect the control and the follow-up of the state. So the comprehension of the social participation has been a challenge for us, supporting organizations and people. From the beginning, the first action of C&A Institute was how we could involve the C&A employees. Now we have approximately 8,800 associates and employees that promote the children education. Throughout these years, how can we support more than 1,700 organizations and projects for the issue of connection? And in order to change, we need to change some dimensions in our comprehension. We need to have it vertical. So what is the challenge so that we can promote a dialogue aiming at verticalizing this relationship? And in what way this environment can be democratic, in a way that it holds everybody's opinions and it is a plural environment, and how can we together enhance the rights in our society? So connecting is a challenge for a society, is a challenge for all of us, and we know that only together we're going to be able to move further ahead in the enhancement of the rights in the Brazilian society. I think that's what moves us ahead and what brings us together in this topic. Thanks, Paulo. Françoise, do you want to say some words? Good morning, everybody. For me, it's a big joy receiving you here at our home. Welcome for those who are here and those who are watching us in the live transmission, live broadcasting. We're very happy. This social good history actually matches the history of the transformation of Telefônica Foundation. I think we had perfect timing to meet for Fernanda and me. We were very agitated inside of our foundation, wondering what was our vocation and what we could do after the merging of the two businesses, Telefônica and Vivo. The whole country, we are in 5,000 municipalities, so how can we be relevant and how can we do something from a perspective such as this one? And in this agitation, Fernanda was introduced to us by Regina Esteves from Ruth Cardoso Center. So the connection started happening. So I had a problem and I talked to Regina and she said, I know the solution. This is Fernanda. The theme is voluntariat and we're here at Social Good. I love to look at things in perspective and look back and see the paths that we have walked to get to where we are now. So that's why I'm sharing this path with you, because that was exactly how we met. This is the second time we're at this event. We are as happy as we were last year in Florianopolis. We're now in São Paulo, and we are convinced that this world needs two different things, together and different. That's what we have been seeking in the Telefônica Vivo Foundation and everything that we do. This belief that the future is not authorial, it is together, it is made together. We shouldn't want to be the authors of everything. It is restricting the solution, because the complexity of our current problems asks a joint solution, asks for complementary competences and cross-sector views, and giving up on authors' certainties in order to incorporate perspectives that we have no domain about, in order to handle the leap that we have to perform for a fairer world and a more equal world that we all want to see. Because, of course, this will is what is bringing us together. We are here, and those that are connected in all the countries that are watching us online, we want to see a future that's better than the present that we already have. So the first certainty is being together. I think the solution doesn't come from one person anymore. I think it comes from everybody. And the other thing is being different. If the solution was obvious, if the path was familiar, we wouldn't be here today. So it is a time to be bold. It is a time to be innovative. It is a time to make mistakes and learn. It is a time to seek disruption and putting yourself beyond what you already did. Because everything that you already did brought us here. And we gained great things with that, of course. But we also gained great problems. So we have to be able to seek other paths. And that's where social innovation and social good comes. This empowerment of the subjects that are brought by the social media. For me, it is very good. I believe, as Fernanda said, that we have a place in this moment, and we have placed the technological solution as we have never placed it before. Nowadays, if one person has one good idea, if this good idea clusters and viralizes, this person causes an impact that they would never be able to cause without these institutions, which would be the way that we used to do in order to make a great idea. This idea now needs to be viral and needs for other people to co-create and to compose and to think about this transformation. So I have a very positive view regarding the future, because I think that we have delivered. We are going to deliver it in 2030 for this baby that is here, and for others that are being born. A future which is much better than the present that we have inherited nowadays. I think that's what brings us together. Thank you for being here. I hope it is a very inspiring day. I hope we leave here willing to do something different that we already did. Thank you. Thank you, Françoise. Just to wrap our introduction up, I will take advantage of your speech of 2030, which is the big theme of social good nowadays. I would like to ask Françoise if she wants, if Paulo or Fernanda or Paulo or Fernando or Lucia, if they want to say what innovations and technologies do you think that we should focus on now in order to construct this better world for 2030 for Manu and also for the other babies and after 2030 as well. I think it's not about choosing technology, it's about inspiring people to seek technology, because every day we have a new technology and a new way of broadcasting things. So we're not going to predict what is going to be more impactful. We're going to predict this belief of people, this commitment with using technology for a social cause. That's what we have to work on, and that's what we have to foster in people so that they can transform their ideas in concrete actions that have concrete impact in society. When we think about this, I think about structure. The digital access nowadays is not a reality for everybody. So this is an issue that makes us think about the basic right of the citizen of the digital access, which is a topic from UN since 2011. The second topic would be how from social media we can constitute a mechanism of follow-up and impact on the role of the state. I think this is a great opportunity for that, and also in what way the privacy and the integrity and security are assured in the participation of every one of us in the network. So these are challenges that we need to think of as a society, and they are also fundamental in order to create conditions for this challenge of the impact of actions. This is a very wide reflection. I work professionally with innovation, market innovation, not only social innovation, which is my part of my voluntary work. And yesterday, listening to Chris about social innovation, I think we all need to discuss it because it's much more than technology. We need to be open so that it comes from everywhere, because the principle of innovation is that every person can bring innovation. And if we're not open as an organization and as people, and I think that's what our proposal is, as Françoise said very well, and Paulo also said very well, our proposal is create with everybody and listen to everybody. So if this movement has a dimension, it is having a big dimension. We are in Brazil, but we are in other 100 countries, as Aaron said. The solutions are gonna come from the unexpected people, the unexpected country, as we see in associations, and the social innovation. This caught my attention in some of the things that Chris said in our conversation. It is.
If we think about innovation in short term, we are wrong. So the seeds that we are planting here and the discussion that is opening, I remember perfectly the discussion of the objectives for the millennium. We are in 2013. In 15 years, the discussion of the millennium is a new discussion. 2030 is a discussion in which the organizations of the UN are open for new medias and new technologies. And I think mainly to the question of innovative, novel thinking, the man's creation. And I can sum up with a reflection from Yunus. He says that technology, everything was created by men, and to use in a good way or a bad way rests on us. So we must make those choices. I have a personal choice. We have a choice as an organization. We really do believe in the power of people that are connected. Each person is her own media. So let's give this space. Everyone that is here, let's disseminate this through the new medias, these tools. Let's add more people and bring more people together and expect that the 2030 comes out of this union of people. Right, Françoise? I would like to take the opportunity of what Fernanda said, because we have a theme that we dedicated a lot of time, which is the question of values. What is the ideal for a man that we have today? And it is so hard currently to to have this more ethical dimension in discussions, because very quickly we think, oh, this is so boring. It is dismissed so easily, unfortunately, because it is boring, it is too theoretical, or it is disconnected, it is not necessary, whatever the case may be. So I think personally that this is a very urgent discussion, because what Fernanda said it is completely true. The use that we do of anything that we create depends on the human being that is facing this technology, whatever it may be. So in the moment where technology, specifically social media, empower the human being so much, they give voice to the voiceless. There is a shift of power which is astounding. The institutions are emptied and the individual grows and rises. When I was young, the discussion, there was a saying that was very famous in our organization, that information is power. I think if I say this to a 25-year-old that works here, the person will look at me and think I'm crazy. What do you mean information is power? Information is widespread. I can even absorb so much information. We have so much. So nowadays, in this shift of power to the individual, we did not update a discussion of values. So what is this human being, this person? How in this room that had approximately 200, roughly 300 people, and thousands really, because we have so many people connected, logged online, how can this be turned into millions? How do individuals with this power turn into millions of people? Because to update a discussion of values, because they are inspired by social shifts and social innovation, and they truthfully want to turn the tables. And I think this is a very instrumental question, so that 2030 can come as we want to and expect. That is a more equal world, because the world improved a lot. If we think about the 500 years of Brazil, we have, as far as life expectancy, as healthcare access, it's wonderful, but it's not for everybody. This is the problem. Not everybody enjoys this. Only a selected few, especially in our case, and in the world as a whole also. So how do we include the excluded? How do we include them in all of these wonders that we created in society? This is the question. How do we do this without destroying the planet? Actually, is a two-variable equation. How can we? Because in this consumer model, it doesn't work. We already know that. So this is a call for values. Thank you very much for participating, for sharing your thoughts. I think this is a very strong challenge to business as usual, and innovation is a way to break cycles that we really want to see change. We often say that technology has a great social impact because it gives scale, it gives access, it provides autonomy, and it provides transparency as well. So we have had many debates around those issues. How can we potentialize all of this, reinforce to improve our country and our world? So I thank every one of you. I will pass the floor to Lucia, that will call the next speaker, and I invite you to please step down and participate.